Good morning, everybody. I'm just cruising around here, and I wanted to touch bases on something that that's been just going on and always been in the news here lately. Why we shouldn't excuse the death of a young man when in all appearances he's a thug. So I'm not gonna sit here and make comparisons to the white culture and the black culture. I'm not even gonna do that. I think that's in a lot of instances that's a waste of time. I mean, because anybody got common sense, they could do that in their mind itself, and they can see clearly what's going on itself. But what I want to say is that young people, especially teens, especially young men, especially, men under 25, men under 30 for all of that, they tend to be, a lot of them, and even the responsible, even the ones that, we see doing good and we call them a good guy or whatever, they still have this, they still have this part of them that still, cut up, do stupid shit, make stupid decisions, be it with a female, don't know how to handle love, and they put their hands on a woman, or they, don't know how to, raise a child, don't want to be in their child's life, or with a lot of them, I see a whole lot of them is not knowing how to regulate their friends. Because you get a lot of kids, and I call them kids because, I'm over 30, but you get a lot of them that, even the good ones, because I'm focused on the good ones right now, and you get the good ones that, but they friends, and they friends with the kids they grew up with, the kids that, is out there that, that don't make the same choices they make, that they may, they live a life a little rough or whatever. And when they're around each other, that good kid would tend to make the same choices and go right along with what the rest of their friends is doing. And with that being said, I'm gonna move it back over to the bad ones that's doing bad stuff, So, you get those ones that's actually ones that's doing bad, And what I'm gonna push it to is to make it short and get straight to the point, is by saying that I have, in my years, long years, I have witnessed, I had a lot of friends, I have a whole lot of friends, and I'm gonna just talk about all of the ones that were just bad. All of my friends that was bad, and when I was bad. I'm not even gonna focus on the good ones. I'm gonna even leave those ones out. But all of my friends that was bad, I would honestly give it a 50-50 as far as, when that time came to what people that's outside looking in would say they should have grew out of that by now. Now, notice first to say that when you say grew out of it by now, I'm talking about 25 under, 30 and under. I'm not saying grew out of it by now because he's 20, because that's stupid. But, when I look at all of them, I have numerous ones that I look at still in and out of jail. And not all of them is in and out of jail just because they doing stupid stuff. Like I say, some of them is in and out of jail just because they don't pay their child support. Some of them in and out of jail because they don't want to work, so they do little stupid shit to get money. And some of them just bad, just do stupid shit. But out of all of them, when I see them, when I run into them, on my way to work, or when I'm getting off work, or when I'm running to the store, and it's always good to see old friends, and I run into them, I will honestly say 50-50. 50% of them still, like, well, you kind of say, oh, he ain't gonna never change. But then you got 50% of them that's doing exactly what I am doing. And, and I could say, damn, it's been 20 something years since I even broke a law. I mean, so, and it's like 50% of them is doing exactly what I'm doing. Go to work, come home. When I see them, they with their girl, their wife, whoever you want to call them, with their kids. You know what I mean? It's like they got all fat. They starting to look like somebody's grandfather. Shit like that. And I wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about if this dude's life was cut short just because, he didn't want to comply to an officer one day? Because a lot of times, I mean, we did all of that, you know what I mean? Police pop slick with us, we pop slick with them back, We done little things that, now since social media and we see all these videos, we done the very same things that I see a lot of these young adults getting shot for, getting killed for today. And you could say, oh, well, it's different now. Nah, it wasn't different now, because when I was coming up and when I was going through it, and the years I'm talking about is the years when crack first hit the scene. And during that time, I mean, dudes was robbing each other, and dudes was getting money. They was fighting over turf. I mean, it wasn't no different than what's going on now. And I would go further to even say that it was kind of crazy out here in the streets. This is a whole new generation, different problems or whatever. But nah, I wouldn't say that. Oh, well, it was more laid back and easier back then. Cause nah, it was crazy. But to sit back and see these young men get shot for some of these things that I see them get shot for now, I mean, to me, it's only one word that justify, and that is like anger. Anger. A lot of these officers, when I say a lot of these officers, I'm not saying a lot of these officers as in officers. I'm saying a lot of these officers as in the ones that's doing these shootings and shit. A lot of these officers are angry. And when I say they're angry, it's like the same symptom that you see with like the Muslims and the Islam, like how you get a group of terrorists that do this stupid shit, and then it's like the rest of the world is just angry at Muslims, is angry at Islam. And it's the same thing that's been going on with blacks. It's like you get blacks and that's running around the neighborhood selling drugs and this and this and that, and so many white people, they just mad and they angry, and then and then the kids, they grow up and they be angry because their parents angry, and they become police officers and stuff like that, and they already got this this way that they already looking at it, like if they ever get their hands on one of them little silly dudes that's got his pants hanging down below his waist, I'm gonna choke his little ass up, and he better not ever disrespect me, a piece of garbage or whatever. And they already got this mentality. So when they in that situation, it comes out. And then you get blacks calling it racism, and then you say whites calling it, oh no, he was just doing his job. He shouldn't have been a thug. And like I said, I ain't gonna make no comparisons with whites or whatever as far as the criminal mentality is concerned and all of that, but I think we became desensitized to anything that ain't harming us. Like, it's easier for You know, it's easier for you to say, okay, I don't care how you treat those people. Just treat us good. And that's what everybody mentality is today. They don't give a fuck about nobody else just as long as you treating them good. And you know, and I think that's where, as a human being, as a species, I think that's where we lost. Because, you know, with every effect, it's going, you gonna get it. I mean, you ain't making those situations better with this mentality, because you know that's why the world is like it is, like it's going right now today. It don't have nothing to do with President Obama. It don't have nothing to do with near president that ever steps foot in that office. It wouldn't even have nothing to do with Trump if Trump get in the office next. It solely had to do with America's mentality that's slowly pushing us into that same position that we see all these other countries in, like out in the Middle East, and I mean a lot of those other countries. I mean, when they protest, I mean, they don't fuck around. And you know, and a lot of their you know, and a lot of them other countries, you know, killing and terrorism and all that stuff. I mean, this is something that they see on a daily basis. And I mean, even though we got it grown in us too, because you know we grew up with it. But you know, that's all I wanted to touch base, because I would like to see. I would like to see us as a people get along a little bit better. I mean, because I think it's ridiculous, especially when each one of us calling ourselves civilized. But how civilized are you if you can sit there and just excuse the death or justify the death of somebody because they don't look like you, they don't dress like you, they don't act like you, they don't socialize with you? So you so civilized, but you just cannot see any wrong in an action, in a crime committed against a person like that. I mean, and when the world got to that point, it's just ridiculous. I'll leave that there.